Yo.
Are you really ready for some super
One, two. Yeah. You probably sound better if the two of us was rapping together. They wanna overshadow me, but that ain't happening never. She don't think I'm cute, nah, she just attracted to clever. I'm trying to win, you want a W-2, then file your taxes whenever. I'm on it, never sick of writing. Drunk driving like I got my liquor license, moving quick as lightning. Yeah, I be peeping guys, I got that type of soul fit for any finish line. Nigga, check your sneaker size. I be ordering fries, I put the beef aside. Tried to marry this game, but y'all can keep the bribes, And I don't got no alcohol problem, but when the alcohol in me, I seem to be a problem. Like fuck that, I ain't taking AA classes. I'm with A-class women and some vacate glasses, listening like what? Everything that they say's average. Only time I like the radio when they play classics. I'm bringing back hits, y'all can stay on that whack shit. Rappers they ain't who they say they are, and y'all been catfished. What I'm saying is cracking, don't got no chap lips, but you gon' need a clone, cause your fire ain't lit to match this. Yeah, no, I ain't asking for advice. I'm light-skinned, black and on the mic to gravitate to life. I'm fly. I understand why these faggots wanna fight. I'll nail you if you cross me like Passion of the Christ. I'm drunk. I can't believe I spilled another shot. Think about the other day, someone got killed right up the block. Ain't no in between, tell me is you real or is you not? Don't mind me, I'm just drinking cause I'm dealing with a lot. Yeah, I just said it. People know where I'm headed, forget it. I passed the test, now give me some extra credit, cause I don't get enough of that. I'm everywhere, but where the fuck you at, puffin' black? See how these suckers act? They make me wanna snap and write another rap. But I ain't better than y'all, cause I ain't tucking gas. And these bitches wanna look all close. I take a drink to the head like a football coach and get drunk. You could call it a bad habit. I don't punch in on records, I'm taking a jab at it. What they call a hit, I listen and laugh at it like this shit is sad. Everything I hear is mad tragic. Go ahead and think you on top, cause I'm beyond that. Try dissing the king, I won't respond back, cause ain't nobody close to me when I'm on wax. I need a moment with just me and this cognac. Shit.
Yeah. Yo. Yo, what's good? Hey, yo, before we even start, I want to send congratulations and shout out to one of the hosts on the show, Sinatra, his baby boy, Diane. Is 2 minutes away. Any minute now, he's going to be coming into the world and all that, so salute to him for that.
Yo, that nigga gonna be an old father as soon as he get his baby. Yo, he gonna be an old dad as soon as he gets his kid. Shout out to my nigga Sinatra, man.
Sinatra already know. I told that nigga he a grandfather already, man.
Yeah.
Sinatra needs to call the Guinness Book of World Records, man. That's the first, for real.
That nigga had a grandchild as soon as he had it. Yeah, that shit funny though. But shout out to Sinatra though, definitely shout out to him, man. That's a big step in life for real. We definitely gonna support him all the way through.
Yeah, no doubt. Monday was good, yeah.
Man, honestly, bro, I'm just watching this shit that's going on in Baltimore right now, man. This shit's crazy. What y'all think about that, man? What's going on with that? What y'all think?
I don't even know if I want to say what I think.
Hold on. Y'all, you want the real deal? Because I ain't giving you no
real, my nigga. Links, you already know, bro. Keep it real, my nigga. All the way 100, bro. What's up?
Blended the H3.
At the end of the day,
trailer, my nigga.
Yo, at the end of the day, I don't know why anybody's surprised.
I know.
As people not been paying attention. Hold on, nigga, you asked me to speak, I'm gonna speak. You know what I'm saying? Like, have people not been paying attention to what's been going on the past 3 years, let alone the past fucking 40 years? You feel what I'm saying? Like, at the end of the day, you can only back a motherfucker into a corner so far until the motherfucker decide to fight back. Now everybody, this is that he out there, man. Motherfucker, because everybody really, know what I mean? What is not. And if you notice, and when the government is acting up, the motherfuckers go in and they overthrow the government and get the people up out. I think down to America, niggas be so fucking scared of our government, motherfuckers ain't got the heart to do none of that shit, man. And that's real shit. Niggas don't have no heart, man. And shout out to them niggas out there in Baltimore, man, because you can only take so much, man. Straight up.
Hey, yo.
And what's fucked up about it, hold on, I ain't even done, man. What's fucked up about this shit is that the police been killing all citizens of all colors for hella long. And it's just been recent over the years, if you've been paying attention. Dog, there's an incident that pop off damn near every day. Whether it was the white kid that was somewhere in the Midwest that got slammed up by the police, or it was the white girl that got slammed up in the police precinct somewhere, or if it was this dude getting shot in Ferguson, or this dude getting choked down in New York, and like the incidents just go on and on and on, and the police just keep getting away with it. Pretty soon, you know what I mean, the public's just not going to have it at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? Don't get shit, man. Speak up.
Nah. Hell nah. What is you talking about, nigga? Not me. Yo, this is how I feel. And I agree with you on a lot of points. But this is my thing. And it's not for everybody, because there's some people out there who are doing it in a manner that I'm not talking about right now. But for me, looking at it, I don't care. Like, I understand the anger and the frustration and all that. But when you start destroying your own stuff, when you throwing garbage cans through cars of people who's sitting in a restaurant or in a store who ain't got nothing to do with nothing, when you start doing crazy shit like that, when you start robbing news reporters, and you start doing shit like that, you making us look like everything that they saying. We're justifying they feel.
Paul, I've been arguing. I've been arguing. Hold on. Let me finish. Go ahead.
I'll let you talk. Let me finish. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just one part of it. Like, that I don't agree with. I don't agree with that in the history of the world. That ain't never got results. Looting and rioting and doing all that shit to ourselves and to innocent niggas, that ain't never got any results. Now, when you go into the situation when the person's fed up and the law enforcement or the people they fed up with, okay then. If that's your grievance, then there should be precincts burned to the ground. There should be stuff like that. If that's how you want to vent, that's the thing that people should be going for, because that's who their enemy is. You know what I'm saying? You see some of the instances where they're going at these cops and everything like that. But then you see the other people who got their hands up and everything like that. Either way you look at it, what they're doing it's directed towards who they feel is the enemy. It's not directed towards anybody else that has nothing to do with it. In any war, like anybody who's been through an actual war and been in real war time situations know, and it's rules of engagement, my nigga. Like you don't bring. I personally don't believe in bringing innocence into things like that. And when you do that, you make yourself look crazy. And for us particularly, that's what we were expected to do. We was expected to rob, loot, ravage, all that shit. We was expected to do all that shit. And that's what they're going to portray, because that's what they want us to look a certain way. But at the same time, some of us need to see that to see how crazy we look. So maybe then we'll go at it a different way, because it ain't never worked for us. but we still go that same route. And the only difference in this situation, like I said, I agree with some of the things you said. The difference in this situation is the broad scale that it was put on, and it gained awareness on a different level than in past times when this same shit was going on. But for me, that's what I'm saying. It's two sides of the coin with me. Like I see how it's making us look foolish in this cause, and I see the people who's actually trying to be like, no, we want this shit to stop. We want to let them know that we ain't taking this shit no more. We ain't trying to wild out for no dumb reason. We trying to wild out to make our voices heard to these people who keep killing our people like that. You know what I'm saying? And that's the way that I look at it.
Word. You know what, man? Honestly, yo, I agree with everything that, you know what I'm saying, Poe was saying, man. You know, like, trust me, man. I mean, I understand people there, they're just fed up, people angry and shit, man. But we gotta think shit through. We can't just be going off of, emotion right now. You know what I'm saying? And burning down your own fucking, your like own shit. Like, if you're at war with anybody, go at that particular person or that group. You know what I'm saying? Don't go burning down the fucking CVS. For what? A motherfucking elderly home that was being built. For what? I mean, that's just ignorance, my nigga. And they be calling us monkeys. These niggas are acting like monkeys, dog. Real shit, man.
All right. I hear you. So, what do you got to say about everything y'all niggas is saying this our country do on a regular basis? On a regular basis that you don't see on a national level. What you got to say about that? Now, like I was saying before, though, about people in other countries, if I'm not sure, it was somewhere in South America where, American company down there, water company, was having these people out there paying these outrageous motherfucking bills and all this other extra crazy shit, and these niggas got tired of it and ran up in the spot, and like I said, got rid of niggas. You know what I'm saying? I just seen earlier this year somewhere in France where some crooked politician nigga came outside, and there was some protesters outside and tossed this nigga in a dumpster. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, man. At the end of the day. What up?
Now, go ahead, son. I didn't know if you wanted me to answer or not. I didn't know if you was finished. Go ahead.
Nah, but at the end of the day, real shit, at the end of the day, this shit that's funny, though, like I said, the shit don't make sense to me because our country been running up in other people's shit, burning shit down, raping females, killing children, doing all types of fucking nutty shit. Nobody says nothing about this shit, though, at all. This shit is not brought up. That shit is funny style to me. But then when a nigga decides to get his get back because he's tired of getting shot at or his people's getting shot at, you know what I'm saying? All of a sudden, it's like, oh, it's all right for these motherfuckers to do it, but it ain't all right for us to do it. Now, like I said, I don't understand this shit, man. I really don't.
Hey, yo. This is it's two things you said, my nigga, and you answered yourself. Like when you was talking about the shit that happened overseas, you said they ran up in the spot and took it over. And then when you was talking about the corrupt politician, you said they threw him in the dumpster.
Right.
That's exactly what me and Nails is talking about. That the ignorant thing that we say is wrong is if you I give you a prime example. Go watch the Dawn of the Planet of the Apes and watch the part when they on the fucking bridge. And then go watch the clip of when them niggas is jumping on in Baltimore, jumping on cars and throwing shit. It looks the exact same, my nigga, with obvious differences, but it's the exact same. That's the shit that we're talking about. That's the shit that makes no sense to do. To fight makes sense. When you talking revolution, every revolution that happened, fictional or non-fictional, It was organized by at least one person who had a plan, and everybody followed that plan with that person. They followed him blindly sometimes. V for Vendetta, if you watch that movie, everybody followed this man that they didn't know who he was. They just followed the symbol, the meaning, the revolution, the cause, and they were all at once. That's when it makes sense. That's when you get results. That's what nobody is seeing. That's what everybody is blinded by with their emotions and everything. That's where we are wrong, and that's what we need to correct to get our shit across. And you see sprinklers of people trying to do that, but it's not enough. Because when you have these niggas on this corner protesting with their hands up, doing whatever they're doing, or even if you have the niggas that's going directly at the SWAT team, throwing rocks and battling the SWAT team, you got on another street a nigga running in the 7-Eleven robbing it, a nigga running in the clothes store robbing it. What does that have to do with anything? But that's the shit that's getting caught, because this is a generation where everybody has a camera, so everybody is a reporter now. So that's the shit that's hitting World Star, the Black Demographics News, on some real shit. That's the shit that's hitting there. And then that's the shit that's hitting on the world news, on CNN. That's the shit that they showing. Because that's the shit that they want to see. Where we wrong at? For giving them that motherfucking footage. That's where we're wrong at. If we didn't do that, they would only have no choice but to put news on what's going on. They have to keep up, so it would only be on the other shit that we're doing. They wouldn't have no choice. That's where people are wrong. That's where emotions have to be set aside. That's what I'm talking about. That's what Nels was agreeing with. And that's what you were agreeing with without even knowing. When you gave them 2 examples, that's exactly what you was talking about. Those people went at the core. They went at the source. They didn't go out and fuck up everything in their neighborhood. They went at what they went at.
Well, and then also, man, it's like this, like, tell him, man, it's like no fucking war was just won off of just people randomly just doing some fucking crazy shit. You got to sit there, you got to think through. You got to have a motherfucking strategy. When these niggas have no strategy, they have no order at all. So how can you win a war with no organization at all? You know what I'm saying? Like, these niggas are not fighting a motherfucking war right now. These niggas are doing shit for their own selfish reasons. And dude's family said, can there be no marches today? Because they just buried dude today. His funeral was earlier today. They didn't even honor that. So it's like these niggas not even honoring that. What the fuck are they doing that shit for? That shit looks real fucking selfish.
Facts. And you was right, too, on another thing you said, Link. I can agree with you because I've been on that other side. It's a lot of shit that America has done. Rape, pillage, all that shit from the beginning when the Pilgrims came and did the shit to the Indians. You know what I mean? But it's a difference in what even if it was a bad thing, it's the old cliche, 2 rights don't make a wrong. So even if it was, they can get away with it, why can't we? Why should you try to get away with it? You should be trying to show them why they're wrong for that. You know what I'm saying? And on the same thing, what Nels was just saying, that's the problem. That's where people. That's point blank period, my nigga. That's what the issue is. That's what the real issue is. But we won't ever get to that because all of this other shit is going on. Nobody's focusing in on that. You know what I mean? Why wouldn't you honor this man's death if the cause is really about what this man and all the other people that died? Why are you not honoring that? Why are you still doing this rabbit shit, acting like a savage? For what? Even OGs in the hood back in our era, my nigga, you know this for fact. Even when you had some beef in the hood, when niggas had beef in the hood, it was on certain occasions where niggas would piece that shit out to pay homage to the dead.
Hey yo, this hip hop. This is the one thing I look at it. For the good and bad people out there, you know what I'm saying? They all have. Let's look at it like this: the negative and the positive are all mad at the same thing, but they're just going about it the wrong way. I just think is that our youth and like people my age, you know what I'm saying, my age 25, you know what I'm saying, college students still, like, it's so much rage that's been building up for these past 3 years and so on, you know what I'm saying, that when we see stuff like this, it all goes down to your personality. The good side, you know what I'm saying, the good side is going to be a little bit more civil about it. Civil marches, you know what I'm saying, protesting. Then you have the negative who are enraged, still enraged about the same thing, but are not educated enough to know how to handle that rage. You know what I'm saying? And that's where I think you get all the looting and the, you know what I'm saying, the fighting with the cops, and it's just the fires and all that such. It's all rage going towards the same place, but one is structured and one isn't. Now, if we could find some way of a common ground to, you know what I'm saying, morph those two, then I think that we can really succeed somewhere. It's just a blind line between the negative and the positive that somebody is not connecting yet. And it happened in Ferguson, it's happening in Baltimore. It's going to keep continuing to happen wherever it's at. Because it's still going to be, like you said, you're going to have your niggas in the hood who are pissed off. Then you're going to have your motherfuckers that are in school, college, who are pissed off. And it's all about what they're going to do, you know what I'm saying? Now, I really wish we had, like, some OGs that could just be able to teach, not even, like, guide, like, just let's set little seeds for these people to be able to know what to do at the time, when the time is right, you know what I'm saying? Like, when that funeral happened for Freddie J., it should have been no violence that day. Not one strip of violence. I honestly think that's disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's dead ass. I think that's disrespectful. Straight up.
It is.
Like,
even in medieval times, even in mythological times, you know what I'm saying? In those wars where the Achilles like the Achilles, when he was in that war, they took like 7 weeks off. In real time, it says 7 days if you read it or whatever, but it's like 7 weeks in their time. They took that off for all of the dead and to take care of their soldiers and shit.
Send them home to their wives. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, and it's like I'm saying, it goes back to the thinking process, man.
Yo, check this out though. Unfortunately, you know what I mean, we live in a media world right now where the black man ain't gonna be portrayed nothing but negative. Period. Look how motherfucking to the point that they exploit black folks. Look how crazy it is. I know y'all seen somewhere on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. I know y'all seen that one black girl that be dancing all funny. I know y'all niggas know the D's Nuts chick. I know the D's Nuts nigga. I know y'all niggas know the A-Town dude that's running around. He's mentally retarded. All these people are black, and they're all being exploited. You know what I'm saying? And they're not being exploited in a good way. So if there is people out there, and there is people out there that are trying to do the good thing and try to go the right way, it won't be seen ever. Because there could have been on some real shit, like you just said earlier today, that there was a dude on the other block robbing a 7-Eleven, but there could have been on 20 other blocks people doing peaceful shit, and that would have never been seen. All you would have seen is that one nigga that decided to go rob the store. That's all they're going to show you. That's all they're going to show you. You know what I'm saying? They're not going to show you the positive shit. You know what I'm saying? Because that's not what they want you to see as black people in the race. This is the reason why everything.
Hey yo, let me ask you this, Lynx, and because this is what I'm gonna say. Number one, that's exactly what I said. That's their. If we're in a war, if that's what we're looking at this as, that's what they're supposed to do. They're supposed to exploit our weaknesses. But we're giving them that footage. But that's not even what I'm talking about right now. What I want to ask you is, when you talk about Welvin and you talk about 50 Tyson and people like that, who's behind the camera? Who's in the footage with them?
Us. Who's the footage with
that, my nigga? That it's his homeboy, it's homeboys, friends, it's other black people. It's other black people who's putting that.
All right, now listen.
This is what I'm saying.
Hey,
we're giving them the ammunition. We're giving them.
Nigga, check this out though.
That's what we're doing.
Check this out.
A white person didn't put that up. A white person didn't put that up. A white person didn't film him saying these nuts and all that. You feel me?
You
a white
right.
person didn't make
right.
World Star, my nigga. That was a nigga that made World Star.
You right.
So we're giving them
like
ammunition.
this.
I agree 100%.
Hey, yo, my nigga, my G. Listen, man. The same way when somebody wants you killed, they're not gonna send your enemy's not gonna send somebody that looks like your enemy. They're gonna send somebody that looks like you. You understand?
Right,
This is exactly how you a lot of people.
When you have deceit and betrayal amongst your ranks, and you're a general, the first thing you do before you make any other move is weed that shit out. That's Sun Tzu War 101, my nigga. You can't function while you have snakes in your trenches. You have to take care of that first. So that still makes my point that if we don't stop giving them the ammunition, if we don't weed out these motherfucking snakes, we're doomed. It don't matter what they do.
Hey yo, that's all. And this thing,
win.
And I'm glad you said that because we got.
That's the point that I'm trying to get people to see.
Hey yo, Paul, do you know who they sent to kill Malcolm?
From what we know, because of course I wasn't there. All I can do is go off another man's history. But what we know, it was a black man. I don't know who sent that black man. I'm sure it was a white man.
I know. I could put you on the information because you know I just don't talk without show and prove. I show you the information.
You're gonna prove my point either way. I want you to give me them facts, my nigga. Go ahead.
Nah, because
my point at the end of the day is even if they're sending out these orders, my nigga, it's black niggas, black people that's carrying them out. If we're not taking care of the defeat and the disguise and the betrayal within our ranks, we're gonna die from the inside. We'll never win. There will never be a war that won that way ever in life. That's
and guess what, though?
Without foundation. You can't move without foundation.
Yo, but like I said, you think the opposition don't know this?
Yeah.
Do you think the opposition don't know this?
That's why they don't. That's why they create these things to keep us blinded away from the truth, away from knowing our true potential and our true cause that we should be going for. They do that on purpose so that we don't find out that cancer, so that we live with it and we die and their hands are clean. What I'm saying, the point that I'm making is we have to take care of that before we can take care of them. That's it.
Yo,
this all goes back.
It all goes back from to running our communities again, you know what I'm saying? Having our community. Like, if you don't have no community, you can't run shit in your city. That's facts to me. Like, if you don't got control of your own community, you ain't gonna have nothing. You can have martial law come through your block without no problem. But if y'all are together as a community, then it's not that easy to stop y'all. And this is hoods worldwide, from Afghanistan to Brooklyn to California. As long as the community is together and working, like I said, you can't move without a foundation. And I had to learn that, like, for real. My uncle was part of the party, you know what I'm saying? But in the 70s,
and then you're also, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I think that, and also, man, I think that we should hold ourselves accountable, man. I think that's where black people fuck up. We don't hold ourselves accountable. You know what I'm saying? And like, the fucking world, man, I hate to fucking tell y'all, but they don't owe us shit. They don't owe us nothing, man. You know what I'm saying? And like, we as fucking black people, we gotta start acting like this. We gotta hold ourselves accountable. And we gotta stop being fucking crybabies, yo. We gotta handle shit like men and like fucking women, yo. Not like animals.
Facts.
They already look at us as animals. They still look at us as monkeys, you know what I'm saying?
Yo, even with the shit Hot was talking about with the community shit and everything that Nels was just saying, we can have all of this mind state, and all it takes, like Links was saying, the nigga that shot Malcolm X, all it takes is one nigga to infiltrate. All it takes is one person, not even a nigga, a person. All it takes is one person to infiltrate and shut down everything if you're not focused on making sure everything you have is solid off rip.
Right.
We take care of that. If we take care of that, I guarantee you,
hold up, though. Hey, yo, listen. y'all seem to forget. Y'all act like the Panthers wasn't organized. Y'all act like they wasn't infiltrated.
We're not talking about that. We know that. And that's the example we need to go by. Like I said, foundation. When somebody goes, another one's coming up. You know what I'm saying? Another one go, got somebody following up. Foundation. Teach. You know what I'm saying? Each one teach one. It goes simple as that. To me. Each one teach one. We can know what to do, when to do it. That's how I look at it. At least for my peers. You know what I'm saying? Y'all a little older. Y'all got a little bit more knowledge than I do. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of us are, you know what I'm saying, pretty new to this. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, we can only learn and, you know what I'm saying, just not only want to say mimic, but reiterate that, you know what I'm saying? And
that's exactly what I'm saying. That's the point that I'm trying to make. Like, use the Black Panthers as an example. Number one, in life, anytime you learning a lesson, you're not supposed to mimic or copy exactly what nobody do. You're supposed to learn from their mistakes. And the mistakes that the organized Black Panthers, because that's not a falsehood. You actual facts with that. They were organized, and the mistake that they made was allowing someone to infiltrate to be able to take out their leader or whatever. However he ended up getting infiltrated in. You know what I'm saying? That was the mistake. That's what we learned from. Let's take care of inside first, and then let's go at these people. Then let's show them that we're a unit, we're one, and we're strong. And there's no penetration. Pause. We're impenetrable. On some Mike Tyson shit. Like, for real shit. Like, there's no way you can get inside. And if they see that, the only thing they can do after that is defend or attack. They have nothing else but to show their true self and come at us or defend against us. Then it's a war. Then it's a fight. Then everything is off the table. Everything is off the table after that. Then all of that going against the cops, then guns need to get involved. That type of shit. When we have that type of structure first, though.
And Paul, that's what I swear to God, not mean to cut you off, but you're totally right, though. Like, I watch a lot of Panther, you know what I'm saying, films and such like that, documentaries, and you just see the gradual, you know what I'm saying, progression from how they set that up. Like you said, they built the foundation. They made sure it was right. You know what I'm saying? They worked on the inside first, you know what I'm saying, and then protected the brand, basically. You know what I'm saying? Strapped themselves up, knowing that people would, you know what I'm saying, knowing that the government was ready to take them out at any cost, knowing that how much power they had. Once somebody sees the power that you have in control, like once the ball is in your court, they're going to try every way to snatch the ball back. And you see it happen. You know what I'm saying? They went to the nitty. They went down and dirty with the Panthers. Like, they didn't even care anymore. That shows you how much power that the Panthers had, that them niggas was that scared. And that shows you what foundation and power can do, man. Like, come on. You even seen in the X movie when he had the whole nation right there in front of the joint marching, cop looking like, damn, one man like what man dude say? He said one man can't have all that power or something like that. But it's just that shit hit me, dog, because like once you really sit there and just work and grind and like no distractions, like focus on the main thing, like so much can happen, man. And that's why I always say Malcolm X really inspired me so much. You know what I'm saying? Martin Luther King too, but just that mind state and that shit hits me a lot, man. That shit really hit me. And that's why I always said in the last show, it's like you always can go down to two mind states. You can take the Malcolm X route or you can take the Martin Luther King route. You know what I'm saying? And you see a lot of people now today taking whatever route they feel like they should take. But it all goes down to the mind state, you know what I'm saying? And it goes down to the foundation. That's really like, I don't even know, I'm going to sound like I'm going to keep saying the same shit and over and over and over, because that's really the main thing I think about when I see this. Like, where's the leaders? You know what I'm saying? Who's in charge of this? Nobody, like, you don't see nobody, you know what I'm saying? It's too many leaders. That's how, do y'all think it's too many leaders? Like, that's the one question I actually really want to ask. We can go around the table. Anybody can take it first.
Yo, I think that real quick so niggas can talk their shit. I just plain and simple think that it's too many people who want to be leaders but don't know how to lead.
Thank you.
That's what I think it is.
That's real, man. You know what I mean? know what I'm saying? Poe is like, pause in my fucking head, like, you know what I'm saying, right now and shit, man, because everything Poe's saying, I feel that shit, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, I just feel like it's just too many motherfucking chiefs. And niggas, and like, yo, everybody can't be a fucking leader. Everybody wasn't built for that. You know what I'm saying? It's just too much wild shit going on. Yo, it's like a fucking dragon with mad heads right now, Paul. It's like, and every head has its own motive. And they're all doing their own fucking shit, man. So honestly, man, I think that most of these dudes doing all this shit, you know what I'm saying, should be followers, man. But somebody gotta fucking step up, man. But yo, people they can step up all they fucking want. But if niggas don't fucking listen, then yo, it's crazy, man.
We fighting a losing battle right now, and we don't even know it, man. That's what I have sadness when I look at it, because I know that we fighting a losing battle that we could actually win. But that mind state, man, and then I don't know. It's like the people, the ones that are actually doing this is the bang bang, old block, 300, them type niggas. They got all this anger, and just like what Nels was saying, if there was a person, like, to me, and this is just personal experience and my own personal opinion, but I feel like the perfect leader is a person who can make their followers feel as if they are the leaders, they are the ones in control, they are the cause, they are the ones who make the difference. That's what a perfect leader is to me. And if we had somebody that did that, these same wild boys have the energy and the passion and the fearlessness to become great soldiers in this war, to become great assets to the cause. When it comes down to that, when it gets to that point, they would be great.
Yeah, Cole, you forgot you need great minds too, bro. You need great minds behind this too. You need great thinkers too. You gotta have somebody planning.
That's what the leader would do. That's what I'm talking about with the perfect leader. To be able to convince somebody that you're not the leader, you're just their voice, you have to be a creative mind anyway. So that's saying it all in the same thing. But what I'm saying is the mind state of, I ain't about to listen to this nigga. I'm going to do what I want. Or I'm about to blow up. I'm about to put my face out here. I'm about to show niggas that I'm a savage. It's that mind state, so it wouldn't work. But if they could get convinced, if there was a person that could convince these, because you know what I'm saying? Because you can't really, I don't know. I ain't even going to go that deep, because you can't really blame them, but you can, but then you can't. And it's crazy, and I ain't going to go too deep into that, but the ultimate point and the ultimate thing that we really have to see is everything that we've been talking about right now. Everything that I said, I guarantee you, if we could get enough people to think that way, like, shit would turn around. And the people who want to be on that violent shit, they would have their moment. And if I'm the leader, that's what I would tell them, like, calm. Be still right now, my nigga. Be calm right now. I promise you, you'll have your blood. You'll have your flesh. You'll have all that. Just give it time. Let this thing, let's do it this way so that when we do attack, everybody gets laid down. Instead of we going in there, some of us die, some of them die, and we back at the drawing board. Let's do it my way. And if you do it my way, this is what could happen. We could go in there and clean sweep and take no losses, period. It could work that way. It could work that way. And it's easy to break that shit down, too.
No, absolutely, right, but it sucks because you, like you said, you have those people who have that mind state. Like I said, that I'm gonna do me mind state. Like, fuck what this nigga talking about. I know I'm right, and I'm gonna go do what I want to do. You know what I'm saying? You have people in that mind. That's why we need a Pied Piper. Man,
that's why there has to be that Pied Piper, that person that can play that flute and mesmerize your mind enough to where he can get you to follow him. If you get that person and he has the right intentions, or she has the right intentions, or they have the right intentions, because sometimes it's not just one person. It could be a group of people that collectively come together. But they would have to step out of the shadows. You know what I mean? And there's a lot of people who's afraid to step out of that shadow because them being an intellectual mind and the way, if you want to say that those are the people that you want to think as could be the ones that could do that, you got to admit that they would be scared and worried that if I do jump out this window, I'm 9 times out of 10 about to jump out by myself.
Yo, and that's facts, though, because you got, I ain't even going to lie, you got artists like a Killer Mike who really takes that on his shoulders, like, I'm going to speak what I speak, not caring what the outcome is. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to take that stand. I'm going to take that risk for my people. I want to say it was the song on his album, rap album called Reagan, where I think he was just saying, like, Mama, forgive me, like he's basically saying, like, his mom was scared because all the shit he was talking that he would get killed by the government, basically. If you listen to Killer Mike, man, you know that shit can go down. Like, that nigga talks that shit. So it's just like the people like him, like, we have those vocal leaders, but it's like it really can't help all the way. Like, we need somebody who is 100% focused on this, like, for the matter, like, on the grounds all day, 24/7. Like, we need someone like that. But, like, I still love that we still have vocal leaders out here for, you know what I'm saying, the people who, you know what I'm saying, everybody listens to music some way, somehow. And I feel like I'm glad that we have people who are still reciting that message. Shout out to Immortal Technique, who was on Twitter today, you know what I'm saying, speaking his mind on that shit. Trust, listen to Immortal Technique. I respect his opinion to a T. Like, people like him, Talib Kweli, you know what I'm saying, I really respect this. You know what I'm saying? So we have certain, I feel like we do have certain outlets who are trying, but it's like we need that on-ground work, though. No, we don't want an Oprah. No, we don't want an Al Sharpton. No, we don't want a Jesse Jackson. No. No offense, they've been there. Their time is done. I don't think the youth are really going to be listening to them because they really don't know them, other than reading them in books. We need to see.
You know what's crazy though?
What's up?
You know what's crazy about the people that you would say would be perfect to be the leaders for the youth or this generation, or however you want to call it. The crazy thing about it, when you talk about these actors or actresses or rappers and singers, this is the thing that happens with this generation's mind. Like, say you got a person that's an actor who could really speak, and niggas probably would listen to him, and he says something powerful and they following and everything like that, and then next week his movie comes out and he's a racist prisoner guard or some shit like that in the movie. They look at that and be like, damn, but this nigga was just so they quick ADD, the quick ADD mind and the in the moment mind that they have, they're gonna link onto that quicker. You know what I'm saying? That's gonna hit them, and then it's easy for a person to say, I ain't gonna fuck with that because he does this. Or you got a rapper or something that'll do something crazy, or a singer that'll do something crazy, and they'll be like, well, why would I follow him? Because that means that I would be following that shit too. Like, on some real shit, and niggas may disagree or try to crucifix me, which I can never be, but think about the nigga Young Thug and his following right now. Think about if he was to stop his foolishness and be on some, I'm about to dive into this shit, even if I make music, it's going to be about this shit. That nigga following would follow anything he does, because they do now. But
that's true.
This is what would have happened. This is what would have happened if he was to do that. And this is why it would be like, it's like a double-edged sword for us, man. We got so much against us ourselves. I agree with that. But the thing that would happen is niggas would follow that, and then they'd be like, you had them ones that be like, man, I ain't following this nigga, because if I follow him, that means that I'm following all that gay shit he was doing too. So I ain't about to do that, because they won't separate that in their mind. They'll make it a whole entity and be like, if I'm following that nigga, I'm following everything he do. If I find out he's doing something foul, then I ain't following him no more. And they'll treat life like it's Twitter or life like it's Instagram. That's what it is.
That's a sad thing, though, that our people, you know what I'm saying, they're sitting there trying to chop down the people who are at least trying to be somewhat type of leaders or somewhat type of influence. You know what I'm saying? I was just listening to Kendrick Lamar in his interview where he was talking about how a lot of the fans and people were, like, basically misconstruing what he was saying in the interview, talking about how basically how black people need to learn how to respect themselves before anybody else can respect them. And a lot of people took it the wrong way, basically did not fuck with K-Dot for the comments and all that shit. And knowing K-Dot is a conscious rapper and all that stuff, what they try to call him, they went in on him. And he got really, when they asked him how he felt about that, he got, like, really pissed kind of in a sense. Like, he was just, like, really, like, kind of, I don't want to say pissed, more disappointed that the people, you know what I'm saying, were trying to chop him down so quickly other than trying to decipher what he was saying or, you know what I'm saying, not understand where he was coming from, you know what I'm saying, stuff like that. Like, at least if you're a fan, you should know where he's coming from and at least take the chance to decipher what he's saying before you judge it so quickly when you hear a black person talking about another black person or talking about their culture at least. You know what I'm saying? I see it happen so many times with as soon as you see somebody step up, the fans, like you said, Paul, find some reason to take them down. You know what I'm saying? Find some reason, some flaw. And I think that's terrible. I really think that's terrible because you wouldn't do that. You know what I'm saying? I hope you wouldn't do that for somebody that's in your community that's trying to step up, be a leader. You know what I'm saying? You find a flaw, the nigga did something, you don't want to mess with the message still. Like, I think that's terrible, son. I think it's terrible.
It goes in so many, like, I ain't never been a nigga worried about how nobody felt about anything I say, because whenever I'm saying something, it's based off of some facts, and as long as I know that, I don't really care how nobody feels. You should feel some way. I want you to feel some kind of way if I'm talking about shit like this. And when it comes to us, if you want to talk about us as a people, it's a lot of things that I've done over the years, and to this day I'll continue to say, like, we are so fucking behind-minded when it comes to certain shit. Like, if you think about it in any aspect, like if you in the prison, when you got the different segregated groups, you got the blacks, you got the Muslims, you got the Italians, you got the Spanish people or whatever, and amongst the blacks, which Muslims are black, you have that separation. So the Muslims is the Muslims. They don't fuck with the blacks because the blacks is the gangsters. The ones that ain't Muslims, they gangsters. So it's the gangsters blacks, then it's the Muslim blacks. The Italians, it's all the Italians. The Irish, it's all the Irish. The Spanish, it's all the Spanish. You know what I mean? When you're in that environment. When it's time, and the point that I'm making is, every time that it's time to band together for the race or for the people, we're the only race. And I won't say only, or I'll use it loosely because there's probably other races that are similar in ways, but in the broad scheme of things, we're the only race that when it's time to band together, we find some way to separate ourselves. We find some way to disassociate ourselves with another group of our same people. It's throughout history. It happens every single, even with the fucking civil rights shit. If you think about it, there was the Martin Luther King people, and then there was the Malcolm X people, and that was just as big a deal as the shit that was actually going on, the civil rights shit that was actually going on. At some point in time in the history and the moments of that, it became a fucking rat race between the Malcolm X's and the MLK of who was going to get the bigger win for us. That's fucking crazy to me. But that happened. That actually was real facts. That's how we handled that shit. Sicilians with the mob and shit. When they have something that happens, they handle that shit in family, inside. Nobody knows about that shit as far as their enemies and shit like that. When you was talking about I think you said South America. Those people over there, it wasn't no separation of, oh, well, we actually work there, so we're going to fight. Oh, I didn't work there, so I'm not going to fight. Everybody fought. Everybody went to overthrow that shit. I'm quite sure. With the fucking crooked politician. I'm sure it wasn't, well, I actually voted for him. I'm not going to. Nah. Everybody tried to throw him in at themselves, sure. Every single person tried to throw him in at themselves. Try to grab some thread of him to say that they threw him in there too. But it's the togetherness. With us, it's like, nah, we're going for the same thing, but I'm going to get there before you. Think about growing up, my nigga. How many times has a nigga you just been chilling with your homies and niggas be like, I bet you I'm faster than you. I bet you I can run. Let's race. Let's race right now. Let's race right now. I can only speak for myself, but, I mean, I've lived in numerous places. Every place in my life that I've lived, my homies, that shit has happened. We're homies, though. Like, what are we trying to see who's the fastest for? As long as we're both fat in the grand scheme of things. Because at the end of the day, I was out there racing with niggas. So there's nothing to take away from that. But in the grand scheme of things, because I wasn't as the same person I am today. But looking back on it, why was we doing that? The only time you do that is when you sharpen steel with steel. That makes sense to me. When you making sure, but when it's actually, nah, fuck that, put money down. I ain't racing unless you put money down. You ain't doing it for the greater good of whatever you want to try to be running fast for. You know what I'm saying? Trying to make sure you and your homie run fast, you doing it for the money. At that point, if it would have just been let's race to see who's faster, that's cool. But that's not how it happens. It becomes, well, I feel like we should go the Malcolm X route. Well, I feel like we should go the Martin Luther King route. Now we split. While they're still in unit as we hate all niggas. There's no, well, we're going to hate the Malcolm X niggas. We're not going to hate the Martin Luther King niggas because they're people. It didn't happen like that. It was, no, we're going to douse these niggas and we're going to douse these niggas. The only difference is these niggas got guns, so we're going to shoot these niggas instead of douse them with water and stick these fucking dogs on them. And we still going to do that shit because we hate all fucking niggas. That's how it was for them. Why, for us, it was a split. That's the problem. That's always been the problem. That always will be the problem until we fix it. And until we fix it, it's going to be this every single time throughout history, long before we're gone, until the earth is destroyed. Unless we fix it. And then if we fix it, the opportunities, and it's broadened. Like, if you want to think about it on the grand scheme, if we were to do that and tap in and understand our true potential, then we would be what we were supposed to have been in some people, in the majority of people's minds 400, 500 years ago. In the very, very beginning. Like, in some people's minds, we were whoever we were. We were not gods, but, we was a higher ranking hierarchy. Oh, and that's what we were supposed to be in. In our bloodline, that's what it is. If that's true, and we were to do that, that would be the moment where that came out. But either way, it's a win for us if we fix that. If we fix that, it's a win for us because at the very least, they'll stop fucking with us. They'll be like, they done figured it out. It's time for us to move on. That's what any fucking leech, any gold digger, any person that is trying to suck the life out of another entity, that's what it is with them. They latch on until either that fucking host is dead or they're full. That's what happens. Gold diggers. They get with niggas until the money's gone or until the nigga is dead. It's the same thing that they're doing with us. They're going to continue to belittle us, downgrade us, exploit us, rob us, kill us until either we're all dead or we show them that we know and we're ready. They're not going to fight that war, my nigga. They know that they'll lose that war if we go head-to-head. Organized head-to-head, they know they'll lose that. And if you know that you'll lose a fucking war, but you have this strategy to where you're winning because you're keeping the enemy blinded to their, like, think about this. If you're in a war and you know that your fucking enemy got nuclear bombs hidden under their fucking land that they don't know nothing about, if they found out about them bombs, the war would be over right then and there. So you do everything you can to keep them from figuring that shit out. But the moment, if that was to happen in that moment, when they found out, oh shit, we got fucking nukes. You're trying to be on some peace shit after that. Please, don't bomb us. We're sorry. What do you want? Then it's a ransom thing. Then it's a payoff thing. That's the exact same thing would happen. to the smallest molecule, when you have that kind of person interact solo with a person like us, you know what I'm saying? That's what would happen. If that was to happen, they would say, whoa.
The thing about this, though, think about when they had the slave revolt. Back, I remember reading about this. Not just Nat Turner, they had a full slave revolt. Think about how if you remember if you were watching Roots, how all the slave masters was basically like, yo, what the fuck is going on? Like, them motherfuckers was scared. Now, imagine if you had an organized, you know what I'm saying, revolt like that. Like you said, they would be like, yo, whoa, we need not to fuck with these motherfuckers. They actually mean business. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I didn't even bring up the slave angle because that would have been too easy.
No, I was having the slave. It's just talking about like I said, the revolt.
Yeah, I mean it would have made my point quicker because at the end of the day, if you really just think about slavery, there was one motherfucking master and about 700 slaves. At any point, if one of them niggas would have been like, hey, it's 700 of us, I counted, my nigga, and it's one of that nigga and some bitches that he got. Why the fuck are we picking his motherfucking cotton right now, nigga? The next white nigga is 5 acres away. There ain't no alarms back then. We take that nigga over, then we go to the next spot. We take them niggas over, gang are the niggas that's there. Then we go to the next plantation. That would have happened, and then slavery probably would have reversed, and we would be the bad guys right now on some real shit. Just being honest, because at the end of the day, if we had those minds, that puts in play there's always going to be a corrupt nigga, man. I don't know if it's like God's fail-safe for shit to always reset, that he puts in everybody is always going to be one corrupt nigga, so that eventually that's what would have happened. We would have ended up, they would have been like, nah, it's not good enough that we're free. We need to show these niggas how we was living. And then they would do that, and then we would be the bad guys right now. But in the true sense, that's all it would have took. That's all it would have took, literally. Even on the plantation that may have had like the son Jethro and Billy Bob and shit that's on there too. You got 3 or 4 at the most on any farm. Their farms is like 12, 13, 14, 15 acres at that time. It was just land everywhere. You know what I'm saying? There wasn't no vehicles back then like that. It wasn't shit like that. In those areas, everybody went horseback and shit like that. And it took a long time. If you watch any of those type of movies, when they would go from, like, Rosewood to the next town over, it took them niggas a while. Horseback, it took them niggas a while. You had trains and shit. But you still got to get off the train station. So the point being is, if that would have happened at any given moment, even if you lose 4 or 5 to 20 motherfuckers, you still are going to win. They know that. They know that if we were to organize all of us together, and go at them. Organize, though, but go at them strategically. They know that they will be overwhelmed, overpowered, and destroyed. So what would they do? Everybody has a failed state. Everybody does in that kind of war. They do. They have one. And they going to press that fucking button and be like, whoa, 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 whoa. And reparations and all that shit will come, and everything that they'll try, they're going to use their old tactics of, let's blind them with money and blind them with accolades and blind them with publicity. And if we let that happen, then it'll just buy time and then they'll try it again. But if we don't let that happen and we press them, then we would take over. Like, if we be like, no. We don't need reparations from you, nigga. We are the you. Fuck is you talking about? We are the you now. We are the man. We are the powers that be. Fuck is you talking about? We don't need reparations. We don't need money. We don't need no accolades. We know what we did. We about to rewrite history. We don't have time for the past. That's how we should think. That's how that moment would have to be thought. We don't have time for the past.
Yo, bro, let's stop it right there. Let's stop it right there. We're going to stop it right there. That's how we need to think right there. And matter of fact, why we